Yes, come over here. Yes, so watch the Coon Show. It's about to be a Coon Show. Mm-hmm. It's about to be a real. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking play. Stole $2.2 billion in illegal immigration money, and he about to come in here and talk about how Donald Trump is a threat. Nah, nigga, you stole all that money is a threat. Because they turned into a Hollywood.
We've been in the line since 2:15. I understand.
Okay. No, you don't understand.
Okay.
I'm for the guy. I'm writing every sponsor. Every sponsor. Y'all not gonna have no sponsors next year. Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So why are we making them wait? Wait. They're in the line. Don't do that to these people. We are here. This is the Congressional Black Caucus, and everybody's life is here.
This is they do. This is your Democratic Party.
Okay. This is what our country.
Because they turned to a Hollywood. Turned to Hollywood.
This is your Democratic Party. This is for we the people, but this is your Democratic Party.
They too Hollywood.
They
too Hollywood.
They Hollywood. They don't represent
BET.
They don't represent the people. They Hollywood. They are better than everybody else.
You got a pregnant woman over here because you guys.
It's not okay.
It's not okay. First of all, pregnant women should be able to sit down.
That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And I'm part of press. I'm supposed to be able to get anywhere at any time.
It's 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock. He wasn't even here. I don't know what he was here. And he wasn't even here. I don't know who he is.
Brandon Johnson, one of Brandon Johnson boyfriends. He's the one. It's like, this is why.
I've been here since 2:15. He got right in front of me. Yeah, he jumped right in front of us. Something going on.
Y'all be wanting us to talk shit. Y'all be wanting us to go off. Yeah. Yes, you did. Yes. Yeah, right in front of me. Yeah.
You stood right in front of me.
These the weak men, the weak black men of the Democratic plantation.
Please get out in front of us.
Look at a groupie right here. Look at this groupie right here. Look at this groupie. Look at this groupie right here. I gotta see Brandon Johnson. I gotta see Brandon Johnson. Can you take a picture with me? I gotta see Brandon Johnson.
We cannot let you in for the moment. It is a reason. Just relax. Y'all are gonna come in, but just relax for a moment.
But can they stop getting in front of us? Right here. He just jumped in.
I already know what the problem is. The problem is Chicago Fit Red came to see Brandon Johnson.
The problem is they getting in front of us. They're jumping in front of us.
Yeah, like this right here. Yeah.
He works for the city. I won't be who he works for. This is Washington, and we work for the city. And I'm the city of Washington.
Well, when you built like somebody's auntie, that's what happened. As a grown ass man built like someone's aunt, that's what happened. You understand? That's what we dealing with. I really feel sorry for y'all. Y'all women out here. Gotta deal with wide hip body. Wide hip hop body.
This land, you supposed to come here with this land because you were up here.
Maxine need to retire. I know what it is.
Power to the people. Right. It's with the people.
They don't know.
Getting they work for us.
They gonna soon find out. They got my $15,000.
They gotta make sure Brandon's security detail is
Come in front of me.
Okay, I don't want to get it.
She's pregnant. Now y'all scamming people. Now y'all want to scam people.
No, you need to move. We're not backing up for you.
Yeah, I'm not backing up for you.
We're not backing up for him because he jumped in our way. He jumped in our way.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need one line. Just like
No,
Alabama.
please,
One
please
line.
get this.
He jumped in front of us.
We need one line. Ladies and gentlemen, we need one line.
Get him up out of here. He's there. He just pulled up.
He just jumped in front of us.
Just pulled up.
Shut up. He talking about him in the hips.
We getting ready to scan y'all in. I just need y'all to move back that way.
You can't move back.
No, hold on.
We cannot move
Ladies
back.
and gentlemen, could y'all move back
We
that
can't
way
move back.
a little bit? We need 3 feet. Just move back a little bit. Everybody just move
Right
back.
here. No, right here. Come on, Mr.
Hold on. Make sure y'all back to get scanned, please.
It's all black people make unnecessary stuff.
Right.
You take this with the
Because y'all turning to
but then talk about it after.
stop making it into something that it don't. Y'all are public servants. You work for us. You work for us. You work for us. Yeah. That's how this works.
I'll be quiet for they kick y'all black asses out.
Oh no, we got real quiet. We don't need to say nothing.
This is not city council.
I know.
So don't act like it is.
I know. I'm done.
Hey, black ladies, how y'all doing? The people are here to support y'all.
No, she being funny.
John Fletch.
Yeah. Our black leadership, so great. God, these black heroes that we're gonna see. No, you was on a V.
They ain't what y'all niggas did. They like, oh my God, she got the hood red right there in the front.
That's my lady, right? Oh yeah.
Weren't we in this room the other day? Yeah. Something else, right? He was gonna try to jump in front of him. He smelled terrible. He smelled terrible.
Yeah, he looked terrible. He looked like all he do is get bent over by anybody. These people crazy.
I need that seat right there.
See?
I haven't got suitcase.
What I get two?
Yeah, well, you got this.
Yeah.
Okay. No, you just
I don't need it now. I got a charge. But when I
if
see
you
that,
got your charger on, you can plug it into your phone.
how you doing? I'm good, you know. Like your haircut.
That left on there, but we can make it do what I said. It's 13% left on my big charger back, but we can make it do 13% is better than nothing. It's gonna at least get you up 13%.
Huh? Yeah.
That sounds like 13%. Try for 6%.
It's closer.
It's so much.
There's Lorraine over there.
Anybody got Consuelo number so we should come over here and see for her report?
And I'm gonna go to another one. I'm gonna come back and yeah, and then
Okay.
wait these people, y'all should ain't no way y'all should let these people get on here.
Do we have another seat?
Yeah, they live social like it.
Is she with my mom? We didn't get no.
She said she don't want to see Brenda Johnson.
Here, tell her. Here, tell her.
Consuelo.
Bakers. Till you come. Y'all told me I had to get an organization. They said I had to get an organization to be taken seriously.
I bet they put this at 4.
You know that fat dude that got in
You
our
gotta
way?
leave early?
Yeah, I have to leave like 4:15.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah. You know, they probably don't even start till,
You know
you
the
know.
fat dude that got in our way? He was like, watch them. They just came in and started running. Don't say nothing, though.
I'm not.
No,
You know
you
they
go.
gonna look at you and you gonna be
It's not.
target number 1.
It's not the whole time.
Mistake.
Y'all, they think that I'm gonna be triggered, but I need y'all to like, share, and repost this and subscribe this. I gotta get to 10,000 followers. So yeah, I'm bringing them to you.
The lies.
The
All the
lies.
lies.
Right.
What's there?
Chicago. Chicago Fits Red on Instagram, and on X, Flip Chicago Red. On X, it's Flip Chicago Red. It's going down.
My TV is CFO. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody there had to do both. So she's like, what's the problem? Yeah, you better come
Like, I
squash
ain't
it.
coming out if them bitches out there. Beautiful African American women.
He really gonna see it go for you. See you sitting next to me.
Okay, that's what pissed me off. Seeing me sitting there with some red sitting next to y'all. He's like, this bitch. Not you worked on my campaign. Brandon, we was best friends. And then you went and violated everything you talked
Crystal
about.
Gardner, she mad. Crystal Gardner over there. You should have seen it. She saw her face like
Which one is that? Which one is that?
with that yellow, ugly orange.
Progressive dress.
No, with that Palestine scarf on. Free 63rd, bitch. Sorry. Put a CTU on, gang. Gang. I should have said in my family case. Who would have ever thought that I would be all the way here?
What?
You know Lennar, right? I just wanted to say hi. He talks about you all the time. I'm Angela.
I know. I was.
How are you doing?
I was with you with Alicia at her birthday party.
You were?
I'm the one who walked into your car.
Oh my gosh. Can I give you a hug?
Good
to see you. A young gentleman walking into your car.
No.
No.
You know what it is? That whole night was a blur. I was so tired. So no, but it's good to see you. Have you talked to AG? You have.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
like
girl.
tell your man morning, right? Lonzo?
Who is Lonzo?
Oh, never mind.
Hold on, don't be the line. Don't tell them I don't know who they are either. What they look like?
No. I thought. I'll tell you another time.
Okay.
I'm live.
You said you're on
Yeah.
live. Okay. Well, it's good to see you.
Yeah, let's see.
Take care. Oh, that was nice. I said, oh, that was nice.
I just love me some Lonzo. Maybe we could talk. I think all three of us can talk. No. So you can tell her that. That's why I know.
How do you like the conference so far?
Hold it.
How do you like the conference so far?
Yeah. But you know, this is what you got to do to. They have no political opposition here. That's
They
fair.
put this place to put no pictures online.
No.
Angela Rye is a fan of Chicago.
I haven't seen no Republicans. Even they had all these, even all the panels we went to, Letitia James, Kwame Raoul, our Attorney General, all of them, all of them, and they had they had not one.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite independent journalist.
Thank you. I like y'all because y'all actually talk to me. Some people don't talk to me. They
Oh no,
don't
I'm
talk
gonna
to
always
me.
love you.
that's
You
fair.
came anytime. You got me.
Hi, Carrie.
What they gonna have to do? Yes.
Trump bashing all day long.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna say nothing.
I know, but I'm saying with this man.
Hi everyone again. They gave me a mic. Can we please close those gaps? Scoot next to your neighbor. We're trying to get as many people in here as possible. We all want to see the session. Just close those gaps, please. Thank you.
That's all fine. I'm trying to tell you. You get to see the tape.
Yeah. It's like it ain't never flipped. Chicago ain't never flipped red, but that we gonna got to.
Go to them.
That dude was right there who he was arguing with. He came over, was talking to us. It was cool. I said, that's good.
Little muff. Oh, with the purple, that bow tie.
Yeah, but y'all were
I
getting.
don't call that says he got me.
But then I said, that's cool, right? Because that's Brandon his board. I said, you're supposed to say that. It's like
Oh, yeah.
thing. I said, you're supposed to say that. I said, it's and I'm telling you what I'm saying.
Yeah, you guys gotta come up with your saying. It's about you.
We outside, y'all.
That man got hit right next to you. Don't look like somebody auntie.
Hips don't lie.
Talking about many friends.
Hey, y'all. You wanna say something?
Hey, you all. I can't wait to see these mayors live. They watch it's getting ready to be Trump did and Trump did. Now, man, y'all, Trump just got in office, right? In February, where it was official. Watch these people blame Trump for everything that's going on in the communities. Watch. It's gonna be Trump did this. Look, Brandon Johnson, why you at 6% approval rating? Trump did it. Brandon Johnson, why are you in $1 billion deficit? Because Trump won't send the funds. Watch. Watch. They about to everything gonna be Trump.
He's new. That little white man that worked for Brandon now.
Oh, that
Yeah, with the hair comes back. He was just there and I looked back at him. And so he turned away. He's new. He got him for DUI. So Trump won't,
like a little light thing.
No, I don't trust
so he won't get in trouble with Trump no more.
I had
So
one. I
he
bought
won't
one on TikTok. I left. I don't know. I don't know what happened to
That's
it.
what I meant. It was Brandon Johnson a year ago. He keeps staring at y'all.
Oh. Oh my God.
He's the newest employee for the city of Chicago.
Mm-hmm. He like, how did they get? Oh, Maurice made it. Maurice come over here.
Yeah, they always do. Jesse Fuentes.
Oh, Jesse Fuentes is here too.
I saw her.
Huh?
Thought I saw her. That's bad.
I know Jesse Fuentes ain't here.
I'm thinking I saw her. As soon as it's me with the gray move, let me see. It looked like I saw her.
They're gonna have somebody come out and put work for Chicago.
Oh no, I ain't see her. No, that
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody.
She ain't that. She's.
You don't think she that crazy?
She a Hispanic KKK. She ain't coming here for
This is
that.
the black one? Yeah, but this is the
Yeah,
brown.
no. It ain't no black and brown no more.
No, I'm saying with her, they trying to push
No.
that.
Okay, no, that was just for. That was for that. No.
That's for Chicago.
What's the album I don't like?
Haddon.
How is this
The one that
black?
said-
Maria Haddon.
The
How
one
is
that
this
said Pride and Juneteenth should be on it's the same day.
Listen, y'all, how is this the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation? You don't see no Republicans.
Yeah, we here.
But on the panel.
Oh no, they're not coming. Well, they will next year. I mean, they will. They will when you get on. I had no choice. Hi.
Yeah, they had no choice.
Hi,
You mean to tell me
Mayor Daniel Carter.
They're gonna try to clap when these mayors walk out there. Give them your herd energy.
I come from the greatest freaking city.
I come from Elgin.
Better, safer, stronger.
Better.
Better.
Set it on and tell them that
I just want to know.
y'all protesting or y'all
Huh?
are y'all protesting or y'all
Oh no, I'm protesting. Protesting Brandon Johnson, bitch ass. She the moderator.
no, I'm saying
Look at
like,
this
whenever
bitch
you
ass.
protest, yeah, are you gonna get vocal? I'm just
No. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna say boo.
How we can say
No, I think we just say boo one time in unison.
Yeah.
Boo.
yeah, I don't like the flag.
Whoa. Do nothing as senior aide. That nigga could do anything. None of these people could do anything for you. If you need any help,
Tell y'all, but I don't want to say it on camera. I'm gonna have to tell y'all.
yeah. If you need any help, none of these niggas in here can help you. At all.
Not one.
Not
Well, that
one.
Attorney General was telling us that we need to have more. That was him. That Attorney General right there was it Tisha James?
Oh, the ones that I got the mic.
Yeah.
I got the mic. Yeah. Clown shit. I like her pants. See? You see how that? I'm just saying, but you see the looks. See what you see what she getting. You be giving it. And you gonna make them a believer. You gonna make them believe. You gonna make them a believer. Watch.
Walk in there next time. I'm gonna
MAGA.
Somebody tried to tell that, yeah, who's sponsoring y'all? She's like, us? I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Yeah, he said, who's talking to y'all? I said, us. And I said, yeah. I said, like y'all be begging.
Y'all
Look,
be out here begging for money. We gotta pay for it too.
like,
Exactly.
I said, I do this I'm doing this for free. And gladly, I do it again.
Right.
See, y'all used to getting sponsored.
Right.
And begging for money. And getting 5,000 and say, yep, I'll sell everybody out.
Like,
Right.
I identify as Venezuelan. And I got my $6,000.
If y'all would have settled my case, I would have even seen all the other BS that y'all doing. But then y'all made me look and say, oh shit. Not only are you fucking me over, you fucking the whole city up. Oh no.
Some other stuff.
Thank you. We ain't got no resources left. Y'all the little ones we got, y'all about to take that too? Oh no. Let me step up in there. Say, Lenard talks about you all the time. Thank you, Lenard. I appreciate you, Leonard.
She said good or bad.
No, he was talking about real stuff. I do want to have a conversation with her. But with us, though, I want to talk to all of us. You know what I'm saying? So she can hear from all of us.
Yeah, but
it doesn't matter. Just let them, you got to have that conversation. We don't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? You understand? Because they telling them one side about Chicago. We're just haters. We're mad. We're getting paid. No, you understand what I'm saying? Like, no, nobody ain't getting paid. And we breaking down. Like, no, we got a theft problem. She grew up in privilege. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like they stealing from the hood for like literally the little bit that we have left. Look at what's her name over there? Is that girl name? She just cursed on Dame Dash.
Oh, what's her name? Claudia.
Claudia.
You said it came. Yeah, they turned into a Hollywood problem.
Wow.
Thinking they celebrities, and they not. Sure. They started.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, taking pictures and stuff.
Okay, he turned around. I really don't like that.
You know they did that because they.
I know exactly why they started acting a fool. Started trying to do that. Everyone come in. That's why I'm like, no. Especially if you were gonna get in front. No, you gonna get in front. Take your butt out.
Paul, like, I'm not fucking with them. I'm not fucking with them people. Y'all should have never messed they booth up. Y'all should have gave them a great experience, like the customers that they are.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Right.
Hey, y'all from Chicago, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, good. I'm the general manager here. I'm originally from Chicago too, South Side, with the CBS. All right. So now y'all go, boo. Okay. Boo. All right. But one thing is, it's gonna be real peaceful and respectful.
Please get out my face. Go talk to somebody else. Please go talk to somebody else. Yeah. Now I'm about to write all y'all sponsors. Get the fuck out my fucking face, bitch. Yeah. That's what I'm fucking talking about. The discrimination is at an all-time high in this motherfucker. And that's how I gotta get crazy. I'm from Chicago. I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
She would discriminate.
I promise I'm writing every one of y'all white corporate sponsors for this black Congressional Caucus that's biased towards the Republican Party.
Discrimination.
Yeah, I promise you. Wrong group of black people.
I'm talking about this appeasement. Who you gonna talk to?
Yeah, so dumb ass up out here. Now you all the way now you online for the rest of the day. Now you online.
Why did you come over here?
Yeah, go talk to everybody else.
We sitting over here peacefully, and you want to come over here. I want y'all to keep it cool. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
They do it to themselves. They legit do it to themselves. Y'all do it to yourselves.
We have it right on video, and we have it right on video showing everything. That's what's crazy. And it always go viral with millions of followers, and everybody always sharing it, and now they're in trouble. And now they're in trouble. They do it to themselves. We've been minding our own business.
We be in our own lane. We have. They used to laugh at us. They don't laugh now that they're coming over and talking something crazy.
It be your own nigga. He said, I'm the manager over here. Get the fuck out of my face.
Brandon Johnson said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't boo me here. Just don't boo me here. Now shut up.
Like, everybody in the room wants to be calm. Don't come to us.
Look at all these people, and he came to us. All these people here, and he decided to come to us and tell us, you fucking idiot.
All these people.
Ask Brandon Johnson why he stole $2 billion. Ask that. Y'all don't never want to ask him them questions. Ask him where that crime prevention money at. Ask him that. Ask him where that is. Ask him why he took the COVID surplus money and gave it to the illegals. Ask him that. Oh, y'all don't know that, right? Because y'all don't care about anything but blue, blue, blue. Y'all don't care about no policy. Y'all definitely don't care about progress and power. Y'all lost it.
You do everything you can. Shut up, though. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. I'm like, you what are you doing to me? That is crazy, but we're talking about an athlete. We're talking about an athlete, okay? We're going to talk about the athletes. That is crazy. Hey, I'm from Chicago. I'm from on this side. You have to listen. Look, lady, we're going to have a get your goofy. If you don't get your dumb goofy, now we running from over here. Now you don't.
You know that's the highest form of disrespect in Chicago. He's like, this bitch just called me a goofy. I can't believe it.
Already.
Calling somebody a goofy in Chicago is calling them a nigga.
We rained on y'all parade. Y'all lion parade.
They trying to pass strategic shit to do back there.
Look, y'all want us to sit right here in front.
13 for dinner. I'm saving it for the go for. I know, right?
Are they paying for people to protest at the ice in Broadview? They try to come here to act like they're doing something for us. So, and we're here.
But they try to suppress our freedom of speech.
Right.
I bet you free Palestine people here, some flags and stuff, they wouldn't be saying nothing. They wouldn't be coming to them telling them to be quiet.
Why should I care about being respectful to Brandon Johnson? That's the crazy thing. Y'all keep Andre. You should have been listening to Andre. Andre ain't take that illegal immigration money. He said, they coming. We're sanctuary city, but we ain't got nothing for them.
Right.
Brandon Johnson said, keep the buses coming. Keep the buses coming. What did he say? I didn't flinch. Listen up. They're showing up sick.
Now he having panic attacks. He didn't flinch, and now he having panic attacks.
Right? These are outbreaks and shit. They kids don't get vaccinated already.
Brandon Scott, like, this nigga he fucking up the game. He fucking up the mayor again. Yes. I had to build my own table and my own machine to take on the entertainment machine, because that's what y'all turned it into. Y'all think y'all are entertainers and don't care about policy or legislation. I hate that for y'all.
I hate y'all are part of your communists, the socialists. I hate that for you all.
Yes.
I hate that. I hate y'all trying to convince us that we are oppressed and that we were African Americans. I hate that for you all.
I hate that. I hate that for you all.
For you all.
Oh, they're like, I put my hat on. I got my hat on, baby.
That's what's triggering now.
Man from CBS, though, you should never have walked over here on no
That's
black
the trigger
Chicago
with the
women.
hat.
You should have known that.
Chicago plus red shirt.
Keep them from CBS. No. No one cares about CBS.
Come and tell us about how we can talk, exercise our freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm. After y'all hate Charlie Kirk. Y'all just killed the shit out of Kurt.
For his freedom of speech, and go trying to tell us how to exercise
I thought they was coming back over here. I was gonna say, now, man.
I was gonna say, if you come back over here one more, here I go up there. If you come back over here one more time, I promise you, I'm gonna get loud and you got to get a lawsuit.
I'm the manager here. Manage your ass out.
Look at her right here. She love DC. She love DC now. DC so safe now. She had to put her glasses on.
She looked depressed.
She love DC. Trump made DC so safe.
Y'all like this current administration? Yes, I do.
Look.
No progression.
Share a few housekeeping notes. First, please silence your phones so not to disturb the session recording. Second, please make room for others. Lastly, if you must leave the session before it concludes, please use the side aisles to do so. We look forward to an informative discussion. Please take your seats as the session is about to begin. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Dr. Jonathan Cox, Vice President of the Center for Policy Analysis and Research at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation.
All right, good afternoon. How y'all doing? Very good. I'm glad to see all these beautiful black faces in the place. This is on the last day of official sessions for the annual legislative conference. As was said, my name is Dr. Jonathan Cox, and I'm the Vice President for our Center for Policy Analysis and Research at the Foundation. I'm honored to have all of you here today and very excited for the session that is taking place today. So as all of you know, each September, the CBCF convenes the annual legislative conference as a critical space for dialogue and action around issues that matter most to Black communities across the country and across the globe. AOC is the largest and most impactful gathering, the biggest policy convening that happens in the nation that is related specifically to issues that are important for Black communities, right? So this is a sacred space, right? We've been doing this for 54 years, y'all. This is an amazing thing. Now, in the Center for Policy Analysis and Research, what we do is produce research and data to ensure that the vision and mission of the foundation is realized. And part of our mission is to educate the public and develop leaders and provide actionable insights to help improve social, political, and the economic lives of Black people and across the nation. Now, this session is really going to highlight all of that in practice. You're going to hear from leaders, Black mayors, a ton of 5, 6 Black mayors that we're going to have here, right, in this particular session, which is just a spectacular thing to think about, right? When we think about the history of this country and where we've had Black leadership and the availability to do that. And so I'm incredibly honored to have this here. I'd also like to take this time to thank our session sponsor, the Southern Poverty Law Center. SPLC has been a stalwart catalyst for racial justice in the South and beyond for more than 50 years and is a strong partner of the foundations. So we're honored to continue this great work with you all. And now, so that we can go ahead and get started, it is my honor to introduce to you all our moderator for the day, somebody who really needs no introduction. She's an award-winning host, social justice advocate, lawyer, commentator, and self-described empowermenteur. And she embodies what it means to be a bringer of truth. She served in the past as the executive director of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, so she truly is family to the CBC and the foundation. And so please join me in giving a warm, loud welcome to Angela Flood.
What's on now? Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. We're going to do a fireside chat and then get into our panel. I didn't work for the CBC Foundation, but it feels like it, Jonathan. I worked for the Congressional Black Caucus and still do. They are my forever bosses. And so it's my honor to be a part of one of the closing sessions for this conference. How many of you all are feeling made for this moment? Very good. We're going to continue that in that same vibe. We want to have conversations
conversations with some of our local leaders who are moving forward with courage in this moment, having some conversations about what our path forward looks like collectively. This is a moment of togetherness and unity, most importantly, given how dangerous it is outside. So speaking of that, we are going to have this conversation with Mayor Muriel Bowser, who is the 7th elected mayor of Washington, D.C. She has served her hometown in elected office since 2004 as advisory neighborhood commissioner, member of the D.C. Council, and now mayor since 2015. She is the first African-American woman to be elected to 3 4-year terms as mayor of an American city. Mayor Bowser. Right. Well, good afternoon to you, Mayor.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to DC.
I want to start someplace you often don't get to start in your press conferences, especially in this moment, but just how are you doing, given everything that's going on?
I'm doing great. I get to lead my hometown. I have the trust of 700,000 Washingtonians. I have a 10-year record of advancement in our city. And I have a distinction among many that I served in Trump 1 and Trump 2. So I go into this experience with experience, and I go into it with the judgment that I need to do what we need to do for our city.
Well, what's so interesting about that is you mentioned the experience of Trump 1 and Trump 2. And I'm willing to bet you, I always do this focus group, the audience is the focus group. How many of you all think that Trump 2 is different than Trump 1? Raise your hands. Okay. So the experience of Trump 1, for most of us, did not prepare us really in earnest for Trump 2. So can you talk to us a little bit about what the distinctions are you're seeing?
Well, what the biggest distinction is, quite frankly, and that's what I know the CBC is focused on, is the role of the Congress in being a check on the executive. In the first Trump administration, for at least half of it, we had a strong check on the administration. We also saw the judiciary doing the job that it needed to do. Now we see a unified government and a very, very powerful executive who, because of Trump 1, knows how to move differently in Trump 2.
So I guess my question now is, you know, they have those memes on social where it's like, how it was, how it's going, right? So how it was is the Trump administration said they were going to take over DC. It was a DC takeover, and they had a number of things that they planned to do. And in a lot of ways, folks saw you kind of saying, okay, I'm going to go along with this. We're going to ride this thing out. DC has a budget that they need to get passed. Your role as a mayor in this city or district is different than many of our city mayors who we'll hear from shortly. When you think about how it was versus how it's going, which is now we are 13 to 14 bills deep in the House of Representatives of folks trying to take over DC even more. Do you think it was the right thing to do to say, you know what, I'm not going to push back. I'm going to try to work with this administration to see what we need to do, or do you think you should have come out a little more forcefully?
I think there are a lot of misnomers in what you just said. First of all, takeover. The Home Rule Charter, I hate to always give a primer on DC, but I guess I will, is that we are different. We're unique in the American system. We're not a city or a state. We don't have members of Congress that have a vote, and we have no senators. And our law actually allows the President of the United States to declare an emergency and compel the mayor to provide police services. There's no other mayor, no other governor who lives in that space in the American system. More than that, our Home Rule Charter gives the Congress plenary authority over the city. So when you talk about bills in front of the Congress, the Constitution gives the Congress the right to really approve our budgets and all of our laws. And so when we go into this situation with a president that has declared he wants to take us over, he can't really, only the Congress can do that. But he's willing to use every lever of power to do exactly that. So if you ask me, do I think I have the right approach? The answer is absolutely, we have the right approach, because I'm the mayor and the council is the council. And until we get a different president and a Congress that will check him, we're going to fight every day for me to be the mayor and for the council to be the council.
For the 14 bills, though, that were introduced in the House. So this is not a misnomer. This is actually what happened.
That's a fact.
The 14 bills. These bills reach more into DC government. It ensures the president has even more authority. The executive branch has even more authority. That Congress has even more authority. Do you think that there is a different type of fight that should be mounted by you, your administration, DC residents, to ensure that that takeover doesn't become permanent? Because that, in fact, would be a takeover.
Well, again, it's not a takeover.
That would be a takeover.
Well, the 14 bills aren't actually a takeover either, but they are an untenable encroachment on home rule.
Including charging 14-year-olds.
Including charging 14-year-olds as adults. And only the Congress can do that, not the president, only the Congress. So is it a different fight? It is a different fight, and it's in the Congress. And Democrats can stop it. That's a huge difference, because it can get through the House, but it takes 60 senators to get it through the Senate. And we think we can hold the line. I said, I think we can hold the line, because we have to make sure that all Democrats in the Senate band together to fight that, not only for DC, but it would become a model for a national piece of crime legislation. So we need the Democrats to hold together. So when you ask, is it a different fight? All Democrats didn't hold together in the House. They didn't. And that doesn't necessarily surprise me when we're talking about a national crime fight and we're talking about a battle for the House. So I think we all have to be strategic to make sure that we in cities, us in our city, are giving our national Democrats what they need to fight for us.
So it sounds like you're saying, I'm mounting the right fight. I know my administration is mounting the right fight. We didn't hear you say anything yet about DC residents, what other folks can do throughout the country. This conference is about meeting the moment.
Absolutely.
Being made for this moment, rather.
Yeah.
What if it's on just the Democrats in the House and Senate? It sounds like that's where you're pointing the fight to. These are the folks that are responsible.
But right now in the Senate, to stop the 14 bills, and they advanced 4 of the 14. It doesn't mean they can't come behind those with the rest of them. And so we all are fighting in the spaces that we have. Me in DC, the other mayors, the governors, and the members of Congress.
And I guess my question is, what does the fight look like for folks at home? So the reason folks come to this conference is to get some marching orders. You're telling them what the Democrats must do in the Senate. If they're not elected, what is their role at home?
I think the role at home is that we win back the House of Representatives. And I think that we all have to be focused on the midterms and turning out. And for all of you who have voting members of Congress, is especially important. And when we get to the other side of this and the Democrats get in control, we need to make DC the 51st state. So that
I think it's so important. When you look at our collective Black agendas over the years, DC statehood has always been a part of a Black agenda. From 1972 at the National Black Political Convention in Gary, it was a part of the 61 recommendations that the CBC gave to Richard Nixon. Why do you think this has become such a partisan fight? And in fact, honestly, somewhat of a racial battle.
Oh, I think it's been a partisan fight. Partisan, how's the saying go? We're too Black, we're too liberal, we're too Democratic in DC. For us, it's not about Democrats, Republicans. We're not naive, so we know that's what it's really about, because people think that we'll add 2 Democratic senators. We probably will. But I do see the argument changing, because for a long time, we waged the DC statehood argument about DC. We don't have representation, and it is really ridiculous, right? We're taxpayers. We are full-blooded Americans. We go to war. We have all the responsibilities of statehood and none of the benefits. And we literally look at the Capitol building and don't have a vote. We are the embodiment of taxation without representation. I would call it an accident, but it's a travesty of our democracy, and it has to be righted. And when we get the House, the Senate, and enough people in the Senate who are Democrats, we have to change that. And in fact, I think we have to think about a carve out to the filibuster rule when it comes to democracy issues, like making DC the 51st state. I say the argument is changing because I think more Americans, now unfortunately, when DC is in the news with presidential overreach or January 6th, people see that we're different. Nobody has any reason to think that DC residents are different than any other Americans, except when they see us and the president attacking us and all of this. You know that I can't call out the National Guard. You know that the president can threaten the takeover of our police department. You know that the Congress can literally steal $1 billion from us for local money. You know that now. But now what people also realize is if we had 2 more senators, the national agenda would be easier to achieve. It would be easier to ensure that we had Medicaid and Medicare, that we had housing, that we had other protections for an urban agenda that protects all of our cities. So the DC statehood movement is more than about us. It is about an American agenda that we favor.
And my last question for you is, we were in Southeast Ward 8 on Wednesday. You were there for the press conference. We took off the Foundation's annual legislative conference. This year, deciding to move into community to make sure the residents everywhere, in every ward, feel the impact of the CBC Foundation gathering.
It was brilliant. Thank you for doing that. And thank you to the Foundation for choosing Ward 8.
And then after the press conference, we had vendors, farmers, Black farmers providing fresh produce to residents. There was a woman who came and said, I just came with this food to get this food voucher because I haven't eaten in 3 days. There were young people who wanted the sneakers from the sneaker giveaway. What do you say to the folks who have been demoralized by what has been essentially an occupation of DC, national police harassing young people, particularly in Ward 7 and Ward 8? What do you say to them and what the path forward looks like?
Well, what I say to them is this, that we have a public safety agenda in our city that we have led, that our police department has led, and for the past 2 years, we have driven down violent crime in our city. And I also say to them that the parts of our city that are most impacted by violent crime is in Ward 7 and Ward 8. So all of us have to care about driving down violent crime, and nobody cares about it more than we do. I also say to them that we've worked very hard to get out of this emergency, as we call it, the fake emergency that the president declared, so that it's MPD, not federal police, who are running operations, and that's where we are now. A big problem that's still out there, and it's going to be in cities around America, is ICE, that has been a part of this situation. It's been very menacing, and it has disrupted, I think, the trust that our communities have with our own police. And so that's something that I know that we're all concerned about, and we have to stay there. But in terms of our most vulnerable, I think the biggest fights for our most vulnerable are ahead, and they're economic more than they are related to our public safety issues. In DC, in this region that you're visiting, we're more impacted by DOGE than any place in America. The estimate is that 300,000 Black women have been separated from their employment because they're either in the federal sector or they support the federal sector in some way. A lot of them live right here.
And
when the government shuts down, people right here are going to be more impacted than any place else because they may or may not get paid, and they may or may not get their jobs back. So the big concern I have for that resident that you spoke to is, how do we shift our economy away from the federal government, attract good paying jobs, and keep DC residents working? And that's our focus.
Thank you so much. Y'all give it up for Mayor Mary. We're going to just have a moment to reset, and we are also bringing up a special guest speaker. One moment.
We don't got no Republican Black mayor. But we have to get in government.
It's like a Philly or something like that. That's running for mayor.
But she's not. But she's. I mean, it should be. It should be political candidate, mayor candidates, but they're not going to do that. There's a governor in Virginia. The governor that's running for Virginia. She black.
Please welcome back to the stage Dr. Jonathan Cox, Vice President at the Center for Policy Analysis and Research at CBC.
All right, wasn't that a powerful way to start this session with fireside change? All right, and so keeping this train moving, it is my great pleasure to invite to the stage a representative of the Southern Poverty Law Center, our sponsor, LaShawn Warren. LaShawn is the Chief Policy Officer for SPLC with a robust background in public policy, legal research, and legislative relations. She is known for her strategic insight in navigating complex political landscape and has a proven track record of managing impactful programs. Please join me in welcoming our friend, LaShawn Warren.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is such a pleasure to see so many people out here. I feel like a warm blanket in the wintertime. I am LaShawn Warren, Chief Policy Officer for the Southern Poverty Law Center. And while most people today know SPLC for our work around hate groups and white supremacists and exposing other forms of extremism, we are first and foremost a civil rights organization. From our inception in 1971, SPLC was designed to ensure that the achievements of the civil rights movement led to tangible and transformative change for Black and brown communities. Those communities that were predominantly living in the South. Because true equality doesn't just come from winning rights, it comes from guaranteeing that those rights are enforced. We are thrilled to be sponsors of today's panel, especially at a time when strong local leadership is often all that stands between the rights and safety of Black and brown communities. I want to thank the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, specifically Nicole Austin Hillary and Dr. Jonathan Cox, for providing the space to engage local leaders in this important and urgent conversation. Every day, mayors, local officials, they all anticipate and respond to the needs of their constituents. Their jobs are now all the more difficult as certain state leaders try to hamstring or deny their power, particularly in minority districts. They are all the more important because they handle very difficult situations, particularly at a time when the federal government is stripping away millions of dollars in funding for essential services like schools, housing, food programs, disaster response, hate crime preventions.
Take it all.
This is just an incredibly important time, and we are so fortunate to have the kind of leaders that you see before you today. We are fortunate to have municipal leaders joining us who are examples of what it looks like to meet this moment with courage and resolve.
Brandon?
They are showing us that progress, that justice, that equity, that our collective flourishing can continue to be possible even in a hostile climate. In just a moment, you'll hear from each of them about how they're driving meaningful change using all kinds of innovative tactics and engaging communities with steadfast and determined leadership. All of us today here know that action can be transformative in building momentum for national progress. That city halls can be a powerful catalyst for change across the country, and that thoughtful, evidence-based policy can strengthen the social and economic fabric of our multiracial democracy. Yet there is no denying that the challenges we face to meeting the needs of our communities is steep. In his book, Across That Bridge, A Vision for Change and Future in America,
Congressman John Lewis wrote, "But we must accept one central truth and responsibility as participants of this democracy. Freedom is not a state, it is an act. It is not some enchanted garden perched high on a distant plateau where we can finally sit down and rest. Freedom is the continuous action we all must take, and each generation must do their part to create an even more fair and just society. And I will add that freedom is the continuous, innovative action that must be taken across generations at every level of government to build a freer, fairer, and more equitable society. We are grateful to have leaders like the ones you will hear from shortly with us today who are doing just that. And with that, I will turn it over to Angela Rye to get the conversation started. Thank you so much for coming.
Okay, y'all, part two. Next up, we have some wonderful mayors, and I want to shout out the African American Mayors Association also for their partnership. Let's give it up for the African American Mayors. First up, we have Andre Dickens. He's the 61st mayor of Atlanta, bringing a lifelong commitment to the city and a dynamic vision to drive its progress as a global city of opportunity, a native Atlantan and product of Atlanta Public Schools. Mayor Dickens is focusing on expanding opportunities, equity, and prosperity for our residents. You may have your seat, sir. I think that's the last time I'm gonna do that. Y'all, please Google these folks because I want to get into this discussion, okay? Everybody, Brandon Scott's like, please don't do that. Okay. Congresswoman, my favorite Congresswoman, and also now Mayor of Oakland, California.
Oakland so bad. Oakland the worst ever.
They tried to take her out, but they ran up on the wrong one. All right. And next up is my good brother and friend. He is the 52nd mayor of Baltimore, Brandon Scott. Next up, we have the president of the African American Mayors Association, also the 67th mayor of Savannah, Georgia, the Honorable Dr. Van Art Johnson. And last but certainly not least is my good brother and friend. He is the 57th mayor of Chi-Town. Conversation.
No, not when they
can
lie.
clap, we can boo.
It's a respectful conversation.
We can boo.
And this is the only time I'm gonna say that. I love y'all.
We can boo.
With the love of the Lord. I'm saying it one time. Okay? I want to do one other thing because I got the mic. I'm from Seattle, Washington. And there is an attorney general in the state of Washington who has been bringing the fire to this administration. He's been challenging them with lawsuits. He is not on the panel today, but I made him come in here, and that is Attorney General Nick Brown. Please stand and wave for him.
You gonna tell us what to say. You gonna tell us how to boo. Girl, please.
You know what they say about Morehouse, man?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe y'all don't know, but look it up.
Right one.
All right, well, we're so grateful for you all being here. This feels like a little bit of a family reunion. I want to ask y'all how you feel like we're doing in the fight. If you could grade us as Black America right now, like take a step out of your cities and really think about how we are collectively meeting this moment. Again, this convention theme is made for this moment. If you could just give us a grade right now, how do you all think we're doing as a collective? Andre, I'm gonna start with you.
Well, first of all, thank you, CBC.
See how you can't follow that way? She just great. And then I'll come back to you.
You just don't give no warm up. It's just like,
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna give us a B+, and the reason why is because to still be standing after all these attacks and not lose our collective mind, that takes some spirit, that takes some special sauce, that takes some love, and it takes some hope that we believe that we will get through this. So I'm gonna give us a B+.
Ms. Lee?
Yeah, I'm gonna give us an A-, because we're still standing and we're fighting. And the minus is because we still have to vote more and more often and more frequently and vote for candidates who are going to make sure that the issues of freedom and justice and equity, of course, and reparations are part of our overall agenda. So A- for us.
Of course, it's me. I'm gonna give us a C. I think at the local level, we get an A++.
You're not biased or anything.
Well, the truth is in the pudding. But I think that when you think about it above the local level, when you think about what's happening, the attack that is happening on Blackness in this country, we know that, and I hear this from my brother and sister mayors, and I'll say it if they don't. The support is still not there, especially from the national apparatus of what is going on. Folks should be climbing over every mayor. How can I support you? How can I lift you up? What can we do in your city? How can we help your people? And that's not happening. And I'm not just talking about elected officials. I'm talking about Black business community, the church, amen. Everybody has to do better. So we get a C from me.
I'll give us a B. We got to be better. We got to be stronger. We have to be more intentional about everything we're doing.
Yeah, I'm going to give it incomplete.
That's the teacher right there.
Y'all do not understand the assignment.
Here's the assignment. The assignment is to finally bury white supremacy and build black.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank God we're all still in the classroom.
I love that. So,
I don't want to go back and forth.
Say to you in this moment, Mayor Brandon Johnson, is for a lot of our folks all over the country. You have shown up in a way that's been very courageous. When you were like, they gonna roll out. You were like, they gonna bring ice. I got ice trucks.
And they're still there.
And in so many ways, when we're feeling like we don't know what tools we have anymore to fight, you're finding the tools. You like, if I ain't got a stapler, I'm gonna throw the staple box. Like, you are finding the things. And so I want to know, what does it look like for mayors in this moment to see, like, what tools do we have left at our disposal when we don't have federal protections, and now we're the front lines to protect our citizens? How are you strategizing to come up with the tools needed to prevent these kinds of takeovers from the federal government?
Yeah, excellent question. Just two quick things. One, I just want to lift up the fact that the very places that are under attack are all spaces that are led by Black leaders. We just got to name it. I know we know that, but I want to say it out loud. And it's very intentional, because there is an extremism in this country that has not accepted the results of the Civil War.
Now you want to bring up the Civil War. Now you want to bring up the Civil War.
They are all engaged in their rematch. We just got to know what we're fighting against. And so with that being said, we draw hope and inspiration from the largest act of dissidence in this country is when our ancestors led the largest strike in the history of this country, when slaves decided to put down the tools that white supremacy was using to build this so-called democracy. Clear? In terms of what we use every single tool that's available to us. Here's what we do know. We know that we have to use the legislative and the executive authority that we all possess. That's why when Donald Trump puts forth these jacked up illegal executive orders, I put my executive orders up to protect our right to protest in this country.
That's why we protest.
Make sure that our police department and every single sister agency through my executive order ensures that the residents of our city know their rights. And then finally, we have to use organizing and the legal strategy. Because my question is this: as much as this president is working overtime to cut off medicine, food, education, transportation, and housing, all of these cities up here, we fund the federal government. We get less back from the federal government than the tax dollars that we actually send to the federal government. And so it's a matter of using all of these strategies to ensure that we're protecting our people.
Mayor Van Johnson. since our resident teacher on the panel brought up the Civil War, we know on the other side of the Civil War, something very significant happened in Savannah. 19 ministers met to talk about what freedom would look like for us. And on the other side of that convening, had to answer a question from the Secretary of War, General Sherman. Of course, that's how we get to 40 acres and a mule. I want to ask you, given the fact that we did get our 40 acres, what does progress look like for us? And what is the role of the Black mayor in ensuring we actually attain that progress, given the fact that they are trying to roll us back to the Civil War era?
Well, I think the reality is this, is that at the end of the day, we're mayors of everybody. We're mayors of everybody, and we don't have the opportunity to play Democrat, Republican. We have to make sure we are charged to solve problems, period. And so regardless who's in office, we still have to solve the problem, whether it's our own making or the federal government's making. So for me, I'm from Savannah, I know certainly my brother Andre and up in our capital city, is how do we advance people from where they were to where they can be? How do we create situations where people are able to make their dreams come true? How are they able to have housing? How are they able to have education? How are they able to have healthcare? Many things that we don't necessarily influence. However, we see the effects of it not happening. And so that's been our challenge, and it's also our great opportunity, particularly in this space during this time.
Mayor Brandon Scott, I'm coming to you on the power of Black mayors, which is another part of this panel discussion. You have been challenged. A bridge collapsed and they came at you about being a DEI mayor. We have watched Black folks be challenged on this, whether they're in labor unions, in classrooms, getting admitted to schools, or being considered for a corporate board position. Where does our power lie as a community, particularly when we rely on the strength of the Black mayor?
I think our power relies in making sure that if you're in a city and you have a Black mayor, that mayor stays Black, and that we have to support those individuals. Yes, you're right, Angela. I am the DEI mayor, the duly elected.
Y'all trash. Y'all suck. Y'all suck.
I think that we have to understand what that really means, right? Just because we're in a Black city, or we're in Baltimore, we're in DC, we're in Savannah, we're in Atlanta, let's be very clear. When you think about the attacks that come, they're still going to come. And in fact, they're going to double and triple down on those things, because let's be honest, they don't think our Black asses should be in the seat in the first place.
Well, yeah, that definitely, he should. His Black ass definitely
Angela, you and I
should.
talk about this. For me, for example, they went out and bought a whole newspaper to try to defeat me in re-election. They funded my opponent. They funded all these things on the ballot, and we beat them again. Because the power is in the people itself. And when you have representatives and mayors and governors and everyone that are working directly with the people to solve their issues, there is nothing that they can do. They can algorithm you to death. They cannot replace grandma and mama and papa all saying that, oh, remember when Brandon came around here and handled this issue for us and we had all this crime and now it's going down? There's nothing they can do to stop it. And they might be out here trying to erase us and to erase Black history. But as I always remind them, they too come from Africa because they come from us. You cannot erase from which you come.
Mayor Barbara Lee, I want to come to you before go anywhere else on this point. Before you were a mayor, you were a member of Congress. Before you were a member of Congress, you were a staffer to some legendary folks like Ron Dellums and Shirley Chisholm. I want to talk to you just for a moment about courage and how we find it in this moment. There are so many people who are feeling afraid. And I'm gonna tell you one thing I've never seen you as scared. So I want to hear from you on what people can do to tap into their courage, the power of their courage in this moment.
Well, you know, the theme of this weekend, we were made for this moment. That's about courage. And Black people, we've always had courage. And I think that in this moment, you know, the bird Sankofa looking backwards with an egg in her mouth in order to learn from our past, to understand what we know, and to take that egg and the bird and move forward. Well, that's what we do. And so here in this moment, We know what resistance is, we know what fight is, and we know how to make a way out of no way. And let me tell you, Oakland, California, 21% African Americans. We have a black mayor, we have a black city manager, we have a black police chief, we have a black head of the Department of Violence Prevention, we have a black person who heads up ceasefire. Now, you're gonna tell me that we're gonna be afraid of what we're dealing with here? We know good and well that we have the tools, and our people need to understand that we're with them. The power of the people. I come from the history of the Black Panther Party as a community activist, right? We had a 10-point program. People need to see us working for them in cities. That gives people hope. I won in a special election where they thought it would only be 20 to 25% turnout. It was 35%. And that was because we spoke directly to what people's needs and aspirations are. And so we have to stay connected to people because we have to give each other hope. And that is what is extremely important, because when you don't have a vision, you perish. And so if we don't have a vision, if we don't have hope, and I'm a praying woman, of course, I believe that faith without works is dead. So, we pray and we work too, some of us. And I do believe that. Some of us. Amen. And so I like marching orders, and then I need to work a little more. Yeah, you're right about that. But I think that our spirit and our clarity about who we are as a people and how far we've come, and that we ain't no way tired and we've got more work to do, really keeps us encouraged and keeps us being unafraid of the powers here that be in DC. Yeah, I was on the floor of the House of Representatives on January 6th. Barely got out of there. I was in the Capitol on 9/11. Barely got out of there. I know the world in which we live. And so fear is something that we don't have the spirit of fear, but the spirit of power. And so we have to remember that as we navigate these treacherous moments. And who else can do that but those who were made for this moment, who have a history of being enslaved and being oppressed and being fighters, though, for freedom and justice. So that's how I keep my hope up, and that's how I keep my courage intact to keep fighting for our people.
Because we just talked to Ms. Lee about some of the legends she worked for. You, of course, are following in the footsteps of the legend as well. I'm thinking about Maynard Jackson in Atlanta. This is a unique time for Black folks to be concentrating on how we rebuild community, how we rebuild our faith and our hope, how we shed fear. But we also have to be focused on an economic plan, because we're going to be stuck right here. I know there are a lot of people. How many of you have nonprofits out here? So there's a good number of nonprofit representation. I know the purse strings of funders everywhere are tightening, and we have to be able to fund our own work. The way we do that is economic progress. Atlanta is known for that. Talk to us about the pathway.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the 7th Black mayor in a row in Atlanta. My whole life, my whole life. Maynard Jackson became the first Black mayor of a major city in the South, and he set the tone for economic inclusion. The programs we use today came about because of Maynard Holbrook Jackson. This man, I was born 6 months after he took office as mayor, and we model everything after Maynard. The world's busiest and most efficient airport has Jackson in it, Hartsfield Jackson. Don't start.
He's a fucking clown. A fucking clown. You know what I'm saying? They think it's a joke. That's why they don't like us here. They think it's a joke. Ain't shit funny about what the fuck he doing to Chicago.
John Lewis was quoted as well. When I was a city council member, I sat in John Lewis's seat that he left to go to Congress. And so the rich DNA of the city of Atlanta, I'm 7 Black mayors in, and you can't mess this up. You gotta make sure that we have economic inclusion. That minority women-owned business enterprise program is real. It is at 37% of everything we do at a minimum.
you're talking about the world's busiest airport. $1.3 billion in construction is going on right now, which is about $500 million going through minority and women-owned businesses' hands.
All y'all cities look like trash.
Jobs, fair wages, etc. This is important work. And so they are threatening that, though. This is a major part of the attack. It's not just because they don't think that we can run it. We've been running it for 50 years. This airport lands 110 million passengers safely and gets to where they need to go. We're doing a heck of a job, right? But when you see somebody doing a heck of a job like that, and you got all this contracting that has to go to minority and women-owned businesses, you be like, how can I get that back, claw that back, pull that back, threaten it, and say that it's DEI as though it's not quality work, that is not substantive delivery. And we do that in our water department, we do that in our roads, we do that in every form. If we're doing catering this month, it's gonna, some of that's gonna be minority women-owned businesses. It is in our DNA, it is inescapable, and we stand firmly on the principles of economic equality.
I want to talk to you all collectively, and any one of you all can weigh in here. I think in this moment, it also requires unity. And so I want to hear about how the African American Mayors Association convenes you all. How do you all have a kitchen cabinet where you talk about the path forward when you're struggling with the issue in your community? How do you all lean in and rely on one another?
I wanted to say something real quick, because Van is our leader of AMA, African American Mayors Association, and so is Phyllis. But we talk all the time, and you
don't tell them too much.
That's why the cities look the same. That's why the cities look the same.
But listen, Brandon and I talk about this. It's hard being a mayor. It's doubly hard being a black mayor, and it's triply hard to be an African American woman mayor. When you see this one and this one, and then you add in Karen Bass and a few others, it's hard being an African American woman mayor. It's hard being a black man mayor as well. This ain't easy when you're under attack and you still gotta fix a pothole and solve $1 billion crisis and challenges. So we don't cry on the phone. We talk. We commit at the church.
A lot of choice words get talked.
But we feel unified. Being a part of this cohort really, really matters.
But I think this is important, and I know you're trained to be politicians, but just roll with me for just a moment here. When folks are in their homes, in their schools, in their offices struggling, they also need their board of advisors or folks that they can talk to figure it out. So when you are lamenting, tell us some of the things that you're trying to figure out together. What are some of the things that you all work together?
Affordable housing.
Well, I guess me, right?
Yes, you.
I think we live at the intersection of white fear and black expectation. It's a very, very unique intersection for us to be in. We live at the intersection of white fear that we're doing too much, and black expectation that we're not doing enough.
And black gatekeeping.
It is a very hard and very lonely.
Black gatekeeping.
I pray for these folks.
Still.
But the fact is, when they need us, because it's easier when you know somebody who is going through the same thing. When you mess with one of our mayors, you got a problem from all of us.
Yeah, okay.
And because it might be them today, it might be us tomorrow.
Okay.
So I mean,
Good.
sometimes you get Martin.
He's
sometimes
trash.
you get Malcolm.
They call that nigga Malcolm. They call him Malcolm.
This is why they must get. This is what.
We stand on the shoulders of giants.
This is why they must get.
And the fact is, we're built
This
for
nigga
times
think he
such as this. And so you see, not only black mayors, we have over 500 of them in the country. But we need support from our own folk. Sometimes the hell we can't. I mean, we're responsible for stuff that we had nothing to do with.
No.
It's my fault. It's raining in Savannah. Van Wyden rain. So I think for us,
I think it's a joke. I think it's peanut gallery comedy show. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
I think for us,
We're gonna talk about it.
we become an ecosystem that depends on each other.
And I'll just add,
These niggas is
like, you have to understand that it is so important, and we work with everybody on everything. If someone is something as simple as they're looking for a new health commissioner, a new police chief, or something simple like I just had a mass shooting. What can I learn from you? You went through this before. How can you help me? What are my do's and don'ts to every single thing? I'll tell you how deep it goes. Before I was having my first child, I went to St. Paul and shadowed Melvin for a few days to see how he was a mayor, a whole mayor, and had an infant child at the same time, right? We is such a big camaraderie, we have such a big family, and we're there to fight for each other. Yes, most of the time when people are looking for the angry people, it's Brandon and Brandon Association. Very much true. They're all the rest of us like, y'all two gotta calm down. Calm down. We ready to fight all the time. I want all the smoke, all the time. But
Me too.
I think
Me too.
It's so important that we do it because it's about lifting each other up. And what I always say to my brother and sister mayors is that I don't want anything to make any mistake that I made. If I made a mistake and I learned from it, I want them to take it and not make that mistake. Any program that I've created, anything that's been successful, I want them to take it from me and make it better than I ever have been at it. Because that's what it's about being a part of a family. That's what it's about when it's talking about being a true leader and how you help out people, not just in your city, but around the country.
You know, I think I'm the newest elected mayor sitting here, and also the first Black woman mayor elected in Oakland. And so the association and these mayors here are my mentors. And a couple of things though, you know, our cities don't have a lot of resources, and so therefore, you know, we have to help each other. And I'm able to learn more about crisis management at the local level from our association. Okay, messaging. How do we stay unified? Recognize that we all have different constituencies. But what's important, and I have to remind you of what Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley always reminded us of and reminds us of, who's a phenomenal member of Congress. She said, those closest to the pain should be closest to the power. And these mayors here in our association, they're the closest to the power and to the people. And so we learn from each other. I don't have to jump through so many hoops to learn a response or to learn what is next in terms of this administration. Well, I kind of know their playbook. But it's important also, I hate to say this, but misery does love company sometimes. And you know, when things are very difficult for all of us, we know that we all are having these difficulties together and we can solve the problems together.
Stop stealing property.
What makes myself so grateful for the African American Mayor Association and for my colleagues.
Stop
stealing. Let me just add, we've all learned a lot from Mayor Bowser.
Yay!
How to serve, not only with grace and dignity, but strategically. Strategically, I think she said some things that we didn't really hear. Because here she is dealing with this storm literally in front of her. But she has to worry about tomorrow. Folks will go out there and fight. And then why did you fight? When that hammer drops. So I think for her, it was a very narrow road for her to tread, and she did it. And she's doing it. And so we're writing that playbook about how to handle crises based on what she showed us.
You all talked about, specifically you mentioned white fear versus Black expectation. And I want to sit there for a moment because there was this on the stage. You could feel that. And I want to know what you feel is the heavier weight, right? Is it the white fear? Is it the Black expectation? And I want to know why. Are you ready, B&B? Go ahead. First, go ahead, B.
You know, white fear means nothing to me, it never will, so I'll just put that aside.
Exactly.
It's really, I think it's the Black expectation, right? And I think that we have to think about that, and that's something that we have to talk about and solve as a community. Because for some of us, Literally, we're expected to solve in 4 years something that's been happening longer than we've been breathing.
Here y'all go with that
And
shit.
think about those kind of things. And
He could have settled my
pressure that puts
case
on something, and also that is
in
unrealistic.
one day.
It's unrealistic for me, for Brandon, for Andre, for all of my colleagues to think that that's going to happen. And we didn't expect the white man to solve it in 4 years, though. Right? They didn't have that same pressure. They were there for 50, 11 years forever. 50, 11 years, and then in 4 years, you're supposed to make it go away. And I think that's where we have to forget
I
about
gotta
everyone
find
else's
another
house.
excuse, y'all.
Let's get our house in order first.
No, I don't have no
That
house.
the other side,
They stole
we're
it.
gonna be honest, brainwashed so
No,
many
they brainwashed y'all. They brainwashed y'all. They brainwashed y'all. Y'all the brainwashed y'all.
Around for, in many cases, hundreds of
Y'all
years.
the victims.
Right? We have to get back to having real conversations about what progress looks like, how we can accomplish progress, and how we have to be just as committed to our people and our causes as they are to their idiotic causes that they have.
Okay, now hold on. Now I'm gonna push you a little bit here.
You know I like that.
Okay, roll with me for just a second. There are two things that I think y'all are carrying. The first is, especially in 2025, you have a president in the White House who has accomplished almost 70% of his agenda in Project 2025. And it ain't been but 8 months. Well, 9 months now. Almost 9 months. Don't worry about it. I ain't using those. So my question is, if your people are watching that progress happen rapidly, and on the other hand, they see when we had our first Black president, it was supposed to be post-racial. Racism was dead because Barack Obama, we didn't believe that, but that's what they say, right? Racism is dead because Barack Obama is now in office, and there was a tremendous expectation of him. I know Ms. Leewop knows this well, and what we were told in his first 4 years is wait till the second term. He's gonna take care of y'all in his second term. He can't do it the first term because he'll lose all the white support. So there is an expectation for y'all at every level when you get there, because there's somebody that finally is there that understands our struggle. At least it's supposed to. So I think that there's some parts of the expectation that are fair, right?
Right. That is fair. And we've talked about this before. We have to meet things at that same pace. But that reality also has to be put in place about who controls what and who's responsible for what. We can put things in place in the local level, right? For example, you know this, I said that we were going to reduce gun violence in Baltimore City, homicides by 15% from 1 year to the next. People laughed at me, including a lot of Black people. But now Baltimore has the fewest amount of homicides through September 25th ever on record. We've accomplished that, right? But guess what? That's still not enough for me, and it's still not enough for some people, because what happens, and I think this is a critical part of that, what then happens when it's us, when we accomplish those things, then the goalpost gets moved, right? People are like, well, what about stolen cars with Nissans? There's a stray cat in my alley. Right? And the goalpost is always going to be moved, and the way that they do that is they pump it through our folks via media. Homicides and shootings are the only thing that matter. And then they start to go down. Pay the media. We don't even hear about that, right? It's this other issue. And we have to understand that they're always going to move the goalposts for us, right? They're going to move the field if they can. They're going to do anything. If they go to another planet and see us there, they're going to run.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
But what we have to do is also apply that same pressure to ourselves to push in every way that we can, to make sure this is a two-way street. We want all the love, but we want also the accountability. Tough love is the best kind of love there is, but we have to be measured in those expectations. You can't go to a mayor and say, well, look, I want you guys to fix this issue, and they don't control it, right? That's like someone coming to me in Baltimore and saying, fix the transportation system. I love my governor dearly, but I'll say you need to call the governor. I do not control that. And I think that's what we have to get back to, is teaching people who's responsible for what. And I will end and say that President Obama's tenure is, in my opinion, a huge missed opportunity for Black America. We saw some great things happen over these previous 4 years, things that we have been wanting forever, and then we wet the bed because America did not want to elect a Black woman because they're scared of Black.
That's a problem right there.
Indian woman.
All what Mayor Scott indicated is all accurate. I will say, And Black expectation is something that we actually understand.
Maybe you could have said it.
That's why the weight is different. White fear is incredibly dangerous, though. Yeah. White fear.
Your incompetence is incredibly
staging a
dangerous.
coup to declare that an election did not exist. Do you all know that our country literally was being infiltrated from within by the former president of the United States of America to disrupt and to dismantle our government as we know it, and now it gets less attention than 9/11. These are incredible acts of evil. Dr. King said that the three evils of the planet,
here we go.
Militarism, materialism, and racism, and that we have to do everything in our power to eradicate these evils from the planet. And the people who know them the best are Black folks. And so that's why, as Mayor Scott and all of us are indicating, that we do feel that sense of responsibility. Listen, I used to come to the Congressional Black Caucus convention, this conference, protesting the position of school privatization against Democrats. I took an arrest in front of the very elevator that is now held for me. I've been on a hunger strike.
Oh.
I was polling at 2.2%, a middle school teacher, the first mayor in a generation that's been elected without any ties to the daily machine.
But you made your own machine and you're terrible.
May his soul rest. But Mayor Harold Washington was on the slate of Richard J. Daley when he ran as a state representative. And so Black folks' expectations were incredibly high for me because it was the people in this city, particularly the corporate interests, that outspent me 3-1. They said there would be blood in the streets. They said that police officers would quit. They said that we would not be able to manage the crisis that they created. Whether it's police brutality settlements, whether it's the lack of pensions, the fact that all of the public assets were sold off by the daily operation. And then May 15, 2023, Black folks said, give us free, in the words of Sinkay.
Are you fucking serious?
Are you serious?
So I'm not mad at our people for having high expectations. I have higher expectations of myself than anybody in this room.
Oh my God.
6% approval.
So here's what I'm ultimately getting at, is that in 2 years, we have had the safest summer with the fewest amount of homicides since 1965.
Oh my God, you was a liar.
Now that they agree that crime is down, you know what they say now? Well, how do you feel?
Down the street.
Do you feel safe?
Down and out.
Here's the second thing. This is the point, the last point that I believe Mayor Dickens is getting at. Now, there is a friendly competition. We're real close to being the #1 busiest aircraft port. And he knows that. That's why he keeps saying that. But check this out. In the city of Chicago, close with this, we have 20% of the world's fresh water. Stay with me. 2 major airports, railroads, one of the largest economies on the planet.
Nigga, we don't got no businesses.
And a Black man who taught middle school 10 years ago is now in charge of that economy.
That's it.
We're in a $1 billion deficit.
He's a liar.
This was just about my blackness.
We're in a $1
The
billion
last check
deficit.
has been more Black mayors before. The reason why white supremacy is afraid of this Black mayor in Chicago is because they did not help me get elected, and I owe them nothing.
Liar!
A fucking
Liar!
liar. A liar.
Liar!
A liar. A liar. A liar. A liar. A liar. A liar. A liar.
You sold our Black communities to illegal aliens.
Because not only did we put forth the largest investment bond
Fucking
in the
liar.
history of Chicago,
You are
over
a
$1 billion
liar.
to build housing and
Our
economic
kids are dying in the street.
Not only
Okay,
did we
leave.
put forth the
Walk
largest
out.
investment using Brendan Scott's interests We have hired more young people than any other administration. Crime is down. We're building more
down in our communities.
We are controlling the airports. We control the transportation system. We are moving to build a sustainable community school, which pays for the hopes and aspirations of our ancestors. After the Civil War, they said housing. We're building 10,000. We said transportation. We're putting hundreds of millions of dollars into it. We said jobs. We're hiring people. We said economic development. And let me just say this last about the immigrants. If anybody believes a black man is going to get upset about white supremacy against brown people who have been here for 10,000 years.
You'll get this lawsuit. You will get this lawsuit. I bet you won't get elected again.
I bet you won't get elected again.
I'm going to say this one last time. We have a panel, and it's okay to have an amen corner. It's okay for call and response. But after that, we're the panel. We have the mics. So,
don't be biased.
To close.
What else are we going to say?
Don't be biased. Don't be biased. Y'all suck. All y'all communities look like trash.
What I asked on the panel from earlier today on voting rights, as we celebrate, of course, or really commemorate, it doesn't feel like much of a celebration this year, but the 60th anniversary of the Voting Rights Act,
we of
course are seeing those rights rolled back. But this is so important as we leave today. You all know that folks are leaving here hoping that they can, stand on something, and they need, y'all are our leaders. So as we leave here, please tell us why you're made for this moment. So I'm made for this moment because, and we will be finished. So I'm gonna start with you.
I had other stuff to say. Man, Brad.
We didn't do nothing.
I'm built for this moment because the proof is already in the pudding. Just like these other mayors, Atlanta's homicide rate down 44%. The city of Atlanta right now has the highest graduation rate in the city of Atlanta's history. Because of the year of the youth, this is an investment in our young people that's never been done before. Having all these teenagers making average of $17.50 an hour this summer. This is important work, building 12,000 units of affordable housing and doing it with a black mayor, a black CFO, a black COO, black chief of staff, and you got a AAA credit rating out of that deal.
Ask him his credit rate. Ask him his credit rate.
We talked about white fear and black expectations. I want us to redouble down on our belief in ourselves. They will tell you that black mayors can't lead.
They
will show
he
you
can.
pictures of
He
black
can.
mayors that have made mistakes in the past.
He can.
And they will tell you that they don't believe the homicide rates are down. They don't believe that those are
You're hiding the bodies. You're hiding the bodies. You're hiding the bodies.
Yeah, you're hiding the bodies somewhere. Or that those affordable housing units don't exist.
Take away shots,
or those kids. The algorithm will lead you down a dark path of doubt.
It's y'all.
It will make your cousin them not show up to vote. Because the algorithm
I'm at city council meetings.
And doing all kinds
I'm
of
at
stuff.
the meeting.
They won't show your message that
I'm
says
at the
go out
meeting.
and vote. You're going to have a whole apparatus about voting. That's
I'm
what
at
you
the
always
meetings.
do. But it's going to be muted because the algorithm's going to feed us doubt and foolishness over
It's not
and
that.
over and over again. And it won't show.
It ain't about the algorithm, baby. It ain't about the algorithm.
That have graduated seniors, that got scholarships, that got small business programs. The algorithm will not show you our truth. And so that's why
Yeah,
we
it
have
ain't
to
the
double down
algorithm.
our belief in ourselves so that the good work that we're doing shines, so people will invest in that with their vote. And that's what I believe in, that we need to be able to do.
Real life, baby.
No vote.
No vote.
What's jigging? You gotta define that for the non-ETA audience. No one knows what that is.
Earlier, we're made for this moment because first I've got to associate myself, as we do in Congress, with the remarks of my brother from Chicago. Thank you so much. And being made for this moment, first I just have to put this in context. I was mentored by the first Black woman elected to Congress, Shirley Chisholm.
And she's very upset at you.
Worked for 11 years for a great statesman, Ron Dellums. Having said that, they constantly reminded this country that it's Black people in America who are going to save this country and save this democracy and make it live up to its creed of liberty and justice for all. Now that's the first thing.
Now the Democrats.
When it comes to the experience that I've had as a state assembly member, state senator, member of Congress, 27 years, an intern for Ron Dellums, this experience is necessary to come to bear right now in the city of Oakland. We have to understand, and again, Black people deserve to be treated by their elected officials in a way that encourages them to hold us accountable and to make sure that we deliver.
Yes.
But we also need to make sure, and I have to just say, in my city, our crime rate, our homicide rate has come down 30% also.
Everybody 30%.
Everybody 30%.
Issues, challenges. But we also share the strategy of the Department of Violence Prevention, working with our police officers, working with ceasefire to bring this crime rate down. And it's because of our Black mayors who have adopted this same strategy that I understand this very well because we're doing the work. But what I have to do to make sure that Black people understand this and make sure that we are engaged together. And so in this moment, in my city in Oakland, California, it's important for us to engage, for myself to engage with our community. So they see me, they hear me, but they give me their feedback on how they want the city to work. And so at this moment where our democracy is being trampled on and dismantled, it's up to us to make sure, and at this moment in our history, that Black mayors connect with people, explain what we're doing, talk about civic engagement, why it's important that the power of the people be recognized as the legitimate path to freedom and to justice. And so those of us who've had this experience and understand this big picture about the democracy, our democracy being totally dismantled, we're made for this moment to engage with people, to make sure that people protect that by holding us accountable and by making sure we deliver to make their lives better and to change this country. And that's what this is about, and to change the world. So thank you again, Angela. Thank all of you for being here and for really doing the work, because this next election, okay, it's
done. It's over.
It's over.
Sure that,
Thank him. Thank him.
Some people like this last administration,
it's over.
They won because we didn't vote in certain communities.
Oh yeah.
Now they tied of the Democratic Party.
Yeah. This man in the White House because of our lack of participation.
We had a red wave.
So just know this is serious, and that we have to get out and organize in between elections so people feel like they have a reason. Our community has to know there is a reason to vote, and that reason is we've got to dismantle white supremacy, and we've got to build a system of justice in our community that is inclusive of Black people leading and Black people participating in every level of our government. So thank you.
Thank you, and thank you all for being here. Thank you for having us. I I just want to say thank you to my brother and sister mayors. If you all are looking for leadership in this moment, void of it at the national level, you will find it with mayors. You will find it at the local level. You should press upon those in the highest of the highest office to look to the local level for leadership, because these are the people that are getting the things done. These are the people that are making change, and innovation in this country has always started at the local level. I made for this moment because I know who I am. I'm a black man who's a grandson of pig farmers from North Carolina and rural Virginia, the son of union workers and black business owners, a person who is a child of Baltimore City and Park Heights to be in particular. I know my responsibility, I know my assignment. My assignment is to work every single day to tear down the systems and things that were put in place to hold me back as a young man, to hold my neighborhood back and all of those folks who live in those areas, and make sure that I am unafraid to do the right thing, even when it's unpopular and even when it is politically bad for me. That is my job. My job is to do what is right for Baltimore and Baltimoreans, black Baltimoreans in particular. I'm not in this for a long time. I'm in this for a good time to do the great things to make Baltimore the best Baltimore it can be.
Sitting in between the Brandon sandwich, right? I'm made for this moment because he knows who he is. I know whose I am.
And I know who I am.
New York. Came down to the Savannah State University. 16-year-old to go to college.
Oh, they can scream out.
My father's from Savannah. He knew a segregated Savannah. My grandmother, they rode on the back of buses. They are places they could not go into, or parks they could not walk across. Their son and grandson is now the mayor of that very same city. For me, where crime is also down in Savannah, we also have the third busiest port in the nation. ILA 1414 in the house. Working men and women, when the ships come in, they go right back out quickly. For us, we provided more affordable housing than ever. I understand my assignment as well.
They don't understand First Amendment.
Better than I found.
So I'm going to teach them.
I am the 4th black mayor out of 67 of us. In a city.
Does it matter when y'all don't do nothing?
But recognizes that we're historic, but we don't think historically.
They think this nigga is a good catch. They think this nigga a catch.
Just quickly, so I believe that I'm made or built for this moment because we are collectively made and built for this moment. You know, just for a moment, a couple of weeks ago, I was just thinking, you know, our great someone was on a side of a field, and they took a moment while white supremacy wasn't looking, and they looked across the field, and they believed that one day a room like this would exist. And I think about
it's probably gonna be the last room like this exists, because y'all fucked it up.
And what will the world look like 30 years from now if we could have
you being in prison,
you're
going to be in jail.
Idea of what our ancestors hoped for.
You will be in jail.
So as we look across the field and, you know, we see a tyrant who believes that the way in which we save black people is through a militarized occupation.
Yeah.
I reject that. That the way you help black people, the only thing that you can do is you can tear down the systems that we built and then somehow try to turn them back over to us as some sort of favor to us. And so I think as long as we are clear that it is our responsibility in this moment, because we are built and made for it, to look across the field and believe that one day that we don't just have to live in an election cycle. We can live in our liberation throughout perpetuity.
Right.
As we close out the annual legislative conference, what I would ask do in the spirit of unity is to contemplate why you're made for this moment.
To
You're
get
made
rid
for
of
this
him.
moment because what? What does that look like? How will you go forth as a particular member of this community to ensure our collective advancement and liberation? How will you stop being a dissenter? How will you stop being a hater? How will you love on our folks and make sure that we move forward together? How will you use your voice to raise up against what is truly the enemy and not make the enemy these folks who are out here?
Oh no, he the enemy. He the enemy. Nah, he the enemy. Nah, he the enemy. Nah, he the enemy. Nah, he the enemy. He's the enemy for sure. He the enemy for sure. Yeah, he the enemy for sure. Y'all let that shit eat him up. Yeah. That's the word. The worst mayor of all time. The worst mayor of all time. Y'all standing up for a piece of shit. The worst mayor of all time. Just because you got this white man, is not gonna do nothing. And all of them are terrible. Look at him. We got the worst. We got the worst credit. The worst city credit. You 6.6 approval rating. You can't do nothing because you bought by the white man. You bought by the white man. You are supremacy. You are supremacy. Y'all don't know what a policy is, if y'all did. Rest in peace to the Democratic Party. Rest in peace to the Democratic Party.
That's the one I got. I didn't get nothing else.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace to the Democratic Party.
And it got ads now. You gotta send that to me. I know